In this video, I will be sharing with you my perspective on how and when to select working with a coach. There are several types of coaches. There are professional development coaches. There are personal development coaches. The term that we hear most often is life coach. Essentially, a coach is someone who comes in to support you as you are trying to realize your visions, your goals, and your dreams. How to choose a coach? My suggestion is observe the person over a period of time. Notice the topics that they speak on. Notice the topics that resonate with you, and make a note of those. Start to write them down. Get clear about what it is about this person that you admire. Chances are when you're seeking a coach, that person is an example for you. I would say make a list of people that you admire, people that you'd like to emulate, because that will help you in the selection process of your coach. As you are seeking a coach, one of the questions that you must ask yourself is, am I coachable? Because to be coachable is going to require you to surrender, to let go of some limiting beliefs, and to trust that the person that you have engaged is capable and qualified to hold the container to take you to where you next choose to be. I also want to distinguish between a coach and a psychotherapist. A coach is not a psychotherapist. As a personal development coach, when I'm working with a client, if I recognize that there's some psychological or psychotherapeutic issues, these are usually issues that stem from childhood, things that are running in the unconscious. Perhaps there are issues of trauma that have never been dealt with. I will recommend and suggest that that person seek out therapy. Ultimately, the purpose of coaching is for you to move from here to here in an organized, cohesive, and supported fashion. There are various types of coaching. There is individual coaching, one-to-one coaching. There is also group coaching. I'm a huge advocate of both depending where you are. I love the group dynamic. There's something very powerful that happens when we come together in a synergistic fashion and start to work on similar goals. You will discover when working with others that we're more similar than we are different. And that in and of itself is deeply encouraging to know that you're not alone. Perhaps the greatest benefit of being in a group setting, which with people that may appear to be strangers at the outset, is that these people, this community that you have formed, this pod for this period that you're working through, these are champions for your cause. They only want the best for you. I am not saying that our families and friends don't want the best for us, but they have a perception of who we are based on their experience, and so oftentimes they are not able to see the possibility that we are looking to live into. One-to-one coaching, if you've been through a certain amount of group coaching, you may have clarity on exactly where it is you want to go. You're working on a particular project, you're trying to launch your business, you're trying to shift your personal relationship aspect. You're very clear. At that point, I highly recommend a targeted one-to-one approach. If you're choosing to work on an individual basis, my suggestion is commit to a minimum of 3 months. After the first month, there's this euphoria, you're on top of things have shifted, and perhaps you now think that you don't actually need this person. I've seen this happen too often. I personally will not work with anyone who has not done a group coaching with me for less than 3 months, because the level of work that I want to deliver, which is lasting and sustainable, it's going to take some time to implement. We live in a world where we want everything to happen at the drop of a hat. We're into fast food, fast cars, fast sex. And so we think also with the internet that we can have fast therapy. Remember, life is a process, and you're constantly growing and evolving and shifting and changing. Allow yourself the time to do so. So, just to recap, how to choose the coach that's right for you. Observe them. Notice how you feel. Your coach is going to push your buttons. That's why you've hired them. Because we don't get to the next level unless at some point we're uncomfortable. So when those buttons are pushed, rather than push back, lean in, because it is in the leaning in that your growth takes place. Journal. Make journaling a huge ritual in your daily living. Both in my life as well as in my coaching, I encourage people to journal. Why? It serves as a place of self-reflection, and when you go back to it, you can see how far you've come, the growth that you've accomplished. There are some major coaches out there that say, if it doesn't get written down, it doesn't get manifested. Oftentimes, we want proof. Trust the process. Trust and believe in the process. When we write things down, it puts some space between what's running around in our circuitry and what it is that we'd actually like to birth into the world. And so being able to witness it even on the paper gives us distance for expansion and growth. So I wish you the very best as you select your coach. I am a transformational life coach. I do work with people on an individual as well as group level. I also work at a corporate level. I'm most interested in working with companies that are invested in their most valid and valued resource, which is their human resource. Because if your humans are operating optimally, it's a win-win. Your company can only operate at its very best. So check the link below, send me a message to find out about when I have programs, group coachings, if you'd like to invite me in to speak with your company, if you'd like me to speak with your senior managers. There's a whole range of possibility. And remember, seeking help when you require it is your greatest strength. Namaste.